If someone was to ask me very simply, why do I believe Kobe was better? I'm going to tell them two things. Number one, I believe Kobe's impact on winning was better, was greater. Okay, and I evidenced that by looking at MJ pre-Pippen. Okay, but the other thing I say is that Kobe's offensive ceiling was higher. In other words, Kobe did not get the opportunity to focus on offense for the entirety of his career. Okay, but when unleashed, his ceiling was higher than Michael's, and I think when you look at the number of 60-point games in particular, and then you realize that these offensive outbursts only came during about a 3-year stretch. Now remember, Kobe had that stretch in 2003, but for the most part, when we talk about the 60-point games and the 62 points in three quarters and the 81-point games, we're talking about a 3-year stretch. Well, I don't know. I think I was in a Twitter debate with someone, and it made me look up this statistic because I was curious about what great offensive players did when they had to take a lot of shots. In other words, when they had to carry a tremendous load offensively, and how efficient they were. And surprise, 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 turns out that Kobe's effective field goal percentage in 2006 was higher than that of Michael's effective field goal percentage during the one season in which both players took at least 26 shots. So in other words, when we talk about Michael's 37 point per game season, when we talk about the 2006 season for Kobe, Kobe's effective field goal percentage was higher. And the reason obviously is 3-point shooting. You know, Kobe took more threes than Mike. But I really want you to think about what this suggests. It should tell you that Kobe's range was greater. Because if Kobe is taking more threes, he's likely taking more, 20-foot jumpers right inside the 3-point range, corner threes, et cetera, et cetera. And it should tell you that when Mike was forced to take more shots than he was comfortably taking, it did have a negative impact on his efficiency. So I've always said, and this is, this conversation is, we're just really comparing what I believe are the best two scorers, certainly since Wilt Chamberlain. So when I say this, I'm not taking a shot at Mike, but what I mean is, compared to Kobe, it is my contention that Mike did not have the overall range and benefited from being able to take shots that he was comfortable taking. That is a consequence of being the number one option and his team's only option for the trajectory of his career. I want you to also take a look at the five names on this list, realize nobody on this list had a teammate that scored more than 15 points per game. Okay? So this is when you're really, really carrying the load. Okay? Also realize, look at how big the numbers drop, the field goal percentages drop. The effective field goal percentages drop after Mike and MJ. You know, that's dramatic. And it should tell you that it's very rare and difficult for guards in particular to carry the load offensively. Okay? But Kobe did it. And, you know, I'm also looking into some stuff about that. I'm also looking into the 2003 season when he had the 9-point stretch, the nine game 40 point stretch, and basically how many times Mike was able to do something similar. But this is evidence of Kobe's superior range, very strong evidence.